Has it ever felt like you're doing everything right? You're eating healthy, you're working out, and yet your energy still crashes, or your mood swings hit out of nowhere, like a twist in a crime story that you didn't see coming. Listen, I've been there too, and what I've discovered is that many of these issues could be tied to hormonal imbalances, like a hidden criminal lurking in the background, throwing everything off track. But here's the good news. This is one mystery that you can solve with Happy Mammoth. There's no need for a long investigation. Just take the free 2-minute quiz from Happy Mammoth. You answer a few questions about what you're experiencing and where you're at in life, and you'll uncover the real culprit behind your hormonal symptoms. And the best part? After taking the quiz, you'll get a personalized recommendation to help you balance your hormones so you can finally feel like yourself again. According to a survey, after taking Hormone Harmony, 86% of women started to lose weight. 77% said that it improved their mood. And the biggest benefit, 100% of women surveyed said they're feeling like themselves again. For a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use the code ATTWG at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use the code ATTWG for 15% off today. Let me tell you about the online cannabis company that's revolutionizing how we deal with life's challenges, from sleepless nights to stress-filled days. Mood.com has created an entire line of functional gummies that target specific health concerns with 100% federally legal THC blends that they'll deliver discreetly right to your doorstep. And you can get 20% off your first order at mood.com with promo code ATTWG. It is wild how different each one of their gummies feels. Their Sleepy Time gummies knock me out in about 15 minutes flat with no hangovers, no grogginess, and I just wake up feeling amazing. Oh, and the Epic Euphoria gummies, they're perfect for those days when nothing's going right and you just need to hit the reset button on your crap mood. What makes these different is how they pair THC and other cannabinoids with herbs and adaptogens. You're not going to just find gummies like this in a dispensary, or anywhere for that matter. And they have gummies for literally everything: immune support, menopause relief, PMS symptoms, mental clarity, and sexual arousal. And each one is crafted using federally legal cannabis grown on small, family-owned American farms. No pesticides, no BS, and they can ship to most states in the U.S. Best of all, not only does Mood stand behind everything with an industry-leading 100-day satisfaction guarantee, but, as I mentioned, listeners get 20% off their first order with code ATTWG. So head to mood.com, browse their amazing selection of functional gummies, and find the perfect gummy for whatever you're dealing with. And remember to use promo code ATTWG at checkout to save 20% on your first order. Remember when I talked about True Diagnostics' True Age Test? Well, I took it myself and the results blew my mind. I was very wrong. If you remember, I was worried about my brain and not my cardiovascular health, and it turns out my brain's fine, but my cardiovascular health needs work. But luckily, my biological age was really right on track with my actual age, which is good because research shows that if your biological age is even just 5 years older than your actual age, your risk of developing diseases like cancer or heart disease can jump by as much as 30 to 50%. That's a big deal, and it's completely avoidable. The good news is nearly 90% of biological aging is in your hands. It's driven by things like your lifestyle, your habits, and the environment you're in, which means that you have a lot of control over it. The True Age Test didn't just give me a number. It showed how quickly my heart, brain, liver, and immune system are aging, and it was eye-opening. And I will say, I definitely picked up the workouts after I learned that my cardiovascular health isn't as good as I thought it was. The test itself was super easy and convenient. I did it from home, and it was just a quick, painless finger prick. that I made Ethan do because I was too scared. You send it off in a tiny sample in a prepaid package, and in about 2 to 3 weeks, you'll get a detailed online report about your aging and health. So if you care about protecting your health and want to find out what your real age is, head over to truediagnostic.com and use my code ATTWG to get 20% off your entire order or subscription. That's truediagnostic.com and use ATTWG at checkout to get 20% off. Your future self will thank you. Hello, and welcome to Day by Day True Crime Stories, the podcast where we explore a different crime or justice milestone from this day in history. I'm your host, Kona Gallagher, and today is May 21st. On this day in 2017, a young woman named Shappamala Latrisha Buckner, known to her friends and family as Pam, vanished from her apartment in Houston, Texas. She was just 20 years old. Pam's case is one that didn't make national headlines. It didn't spark a frenzy of media coverage. But to the people who love her, her disappearance has left an enormous hole and a set of questions that, after all these years, still haven't been answered. Today, we're telling Shappamala's story. Let's get started. Shappamala Buckner, Pam, was petite, standing just under 5 feet tall. She has black hair, warm brown eyes, wears glasses, and has her ears pierced. But what people remember her for, other than just being tiny and adorable, was her big heart. She was kind, soft-spoken, and always willing to help others. At the time she went missing, Pam was living in an apartment at Forest Point, a complex in North Houston. Like many young people her age, she was trying to navigate early adulthood, relationships, independence, finding her footing in the world. She was in a relationship with a man who had served in the military, but things were far from perfect. In fact, friends and family say that the relationship was abusive, both emotionally and physically. And it wasn't just her boyfriend. Pam faced mistreatment from his relatives as well. She confided in people close to her that she planned to move out once her boyfriend left town on his next military assignment. She just needed a little more time. She just needed to wait until he was gone. But that day never came. Pam was last seen at the Forest Point Apartments on Northborough Drive in North Houston on May 21st, 2017. What happened to her that night remains a mystery, but some things are known. A neighbor later reported hearing a loud disturbance that evening, possibly an argument. And even more troubling, Pam's aunt said that she received a phone call from her niece that night. During the call, Pam told her that she was being attacked inside her apartment. Her aunt rushed over, but when she got there, someone else answered the door. They refused to let her in, claiming that Pam wasn't there. But that night was the last time that anyone ever heard from her. She never showed up for anything after that. No calls, no texts, no trace. Her purse, her phone, her keys, all of it was still at the apartment. And for her loved ones, that said everything. Pam didn't walk away from her life. Something happened to her. Armour makes getting dressed easy. With a clothing rental membership from Armour, you can build the perfect wardrobe with brands that are high quality, unique, and recommended just for you. All you have to do is take a 5-minute style quiz and select items from your dynamic, personalized closet. And the styles show up at your door in as little as 2 days. Then when you're ready for new clothes, just swap them out for more new-to-you styles. So I've been using Armour, and I'm actually wearing one of their shirts right now as I'm recording this, and it's a great idea. You don't have to commit to buying the clothes, but you can really start to explore your own personal style. Like if there's a trend or something that you've been wanting to maybe try but not commit to, this is absolutely perfect. Because if you don't like it, you just put it back in the bag and get something else. Because we've all been there. You open your closet, and even though it's packed, you feel like you have nothing to wear. And with Armour, that's a thing of the past. They make it effortless for all women to turn heads with stylish, everyday looks. You can rent high-quality designer clothing for any occasion, and it's all tailored to your personal style. Plus, you don't have to do laundry, and you don't have to go shopping. It truly could not be any easier. And right now, my listeners can give Armoire a try and get up to 50% off their first month, which is up to $125 off. Just visit armoire.style/ATTWG. That's armoire.style, ARMOIRE.style/ATTWG to get up to 50% off your first month and never worry about what to wear again. Try Armoire today. We sleep better when we sleep cool. As the weather is getting warmer, staying cool while we sleep will be top of mind. Organic and natural bedding sleeps cooler than cheaper synthetic alternatives, and they last longer too. A fresh season calls for a fresh start, and that includes your bed. From seriously soft organic cotton sheets to breathable silk and luxurious down duvets, Avocado Green's bedding makes it easy to reset your space sustainably. Perfect for hot sleepers in warmer months, Avocado Green sheets and duvet inserts are naturally breathable and help regulate temperature, so you sleep cool, dry, and comfortable all night long. Avocado bedding is thoughtfully designed and expertly crafted for lasting durability. From reinforced stitching to premium long-staple organic fibers, every detail is made to stand the test of time. Wash after wash, season after season. We sleep better when we sleep cool, so head to avocadomattress.com today to save 10% on all bedding and 50% on clearance bedding. Avocado, dream of better. As soon as it was clear that Pam was missing, her family contacted the police. The Houston Police Department opened an investigation, but from the beginning, it faced roadblocks. There was no surveillance footage and no witnesses saw her leave. And the apartment complex reportedly had limited security, making it difficult to reconstruct a timeline. When investigators searched her home, they found all of Pam's personal belongings. Everything she would have needed to go anywhere was left behind. Texas EquiSearch, a volunteer search and rescue organization, got involved about a month later. On June 24, 2017, they organized a search centered near Greens House International Church, which is not far from where Pam lived. Volunteers combed the area, hoping to find anything that might point to where she went or what happened. But the search turned up nothing. Despite these efforts, her case didn't gain traction in the media, and coverage was minimal. And for Pam's family, that was another heartbreak. They felt like her case didn't matter as much to the public because she wasn't a missing white woman. But over the years, Pam's family has refused to give up. They've turned to social media, community outreach, and advocacy to help keep her story alive. Her mother and aunt have shared her photo, her story, and their pain across every platform they can, hoping that someone, somewhere, will come forward with the lead. They've attended vigils, spoken with advocates, and worked with organizations like Texas EquiSearch to reignite interest in her case. What they want is simple: answers. But what they've had to live with is silence. Despite all the work that they've done, there's still no official update. No arrests, not even a named suspect. Not her boyfriend, not his family. Pam is still missing, and the case remains open and is classified as an endangered missing persons case. Shappamala Pam Buckner was a daughter, a niece, a friend. She had plans. She had people who loved her, who still deeply love her. She was scared, but she was trying to get out. And then she was gone. Pam's disappearance is one of far too many cases where a young woman vanishes under suspicious circumstances and the spotlight fades way too quickly. Her story matters just as much as any other. So today, we remember Pam and we say her name because even when the world stops watching, the people who love her never will. Thank you for joining me on today's episode of Day by Day True Crime Stories. If you found Pam's story compelling, please subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. It'll help us grow. And be sure to join me again tomorrow as we explore another significant event in true crime history. Until then, stay safe and remember that behind every headline is a life worth remembering. Day by Day, True Crime Stories is a Little Monster production.
Hey, you can do it!
We interrupt this program to bring you an important Wayfair message. Wayfair's got style tips for every home. This is Styles Mackenzie helping you make those rooms sing. Today's style tip: when it comes to making a statement, treat bold patterns like neutrals. Go wild, like an untamed animal print area rug under a rustic farmhouse table from Wayfair.com. Arr, fierce. This has been your Wayfair style tip to keep those interiors superior.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
If you're a lineman in charge of keeping the lights on, Grainger understands that you go to great lengths, and sometimes heights, to ensure the power is always flowing. Which is why you can count on Grainger for professional-grade products and next-day delivery, so you have everything you need to get the job done. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Are you a financial advisor considering the independent RIA model and wondering where to start? Start with Schwab Advisor Services. They've helped thousands evaluate the full range of options and can help you determine your best path forward. Start your journey today at advisorservices.schwab.com/paths.